I spoke to Paul Reveley earlier this evening. He is now aged 104, but he worked as the personal technical assistant of John Logie Baird back then in 1936. He told me the man most people think invented television, in fact, wasn't even a VIP guest on the night.
He wasn't even invited to a seat on the platform at the opening of the Alexander Palace. He attended among the audience.
Well, look, his system didn't make it. It was the one that was dropped, wasn't it? And the EMI Marconi system was accepted. Did the right decision get made in the end, do you think? Was that the right decision?
Yes, it was the right decision. There's not really much between systems in television. It was a question of the implementation.
Did you think back then, when you were working for John Logie Baird, did you know how big and influential television would be in the 20th century?
I had a pretty good idea, yes.
So the huge irony in the history of television is that John Logie Baird was the first to do it, and his was mechanical, wasn't it?
He was the first to make something work. He didn't exactly invent television. Nobody invented television. It was what the patent office called obvious to those versed in the art. All you had to do was code the mosaic of light and shade, which a transmissible scene is composed of. You have to code that in some way, which is called scanning, and then transmit that like a Morse code down a single electronic channel.
When did you buy your first television?
I didn't buy a television in the UK at all.
What?
I bought a television much later on in life, when I was working for the Post Office Engineering Department of the Hong Kong government.
How was John Logie Baird as a man to work for? You must feel very proud. He has there's a big history to that man, and you must feel proud to have had a very close relationship to him.
Yes, I'm very proud. He was a first-class boss. He was very considerate of his staff, and of course he was working at the forefront of his technology, but he didn't do it. He didn't do any practical work himself once he'd formed the Baird Television Limited Company. He delegated all work to, all actual physical work to people like myself.
You weren't at Alexandra Palace on that night. What were you doing the night of those first broadcasts, November the 2nd, 1936?
I expect I was having dinner with my wife.
We'll leave it there. I have to say, Paul, it's a great privilege to talk to you. Thank you very much for coming on. Thank you.
Okay.